Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. As always, I am your host, Dalton Van Pelt Scotch on the sidelines, your reigning champion. Don't forget it. Don't spit it. Also with me is the commissioner, Zachary Delano Donovan Stewart.
Like you should just keep adding middle names as the episodes go on. But
just end up with 18 middle names by the end of the season.
one per week. Things are going good, Dalton. I'm glad I could scrap out another win. Very smoke and mirrors ish team. So it's a long season, but hey, I'm happy to be 4-2.
Yeah, you're the only one just about who's 4-2.
I am the only 4-2 team.
Yeah, everybody else is below. I think this is one of those years of fantasy where it's
two
just
6-0 teams. Two teams cleaning house.
892 points for Brinkman.
Yeah, he's rolling.
That's a lot of points. Yeah. Somehow, oh my God, look at dark horses. You probably don't have it up, but 821 points.
Yeah, and he's 10th. I know he's crushing. He's doing a good job. Oh my gosh.
Yankees just got out of base loaded jam, double play ball.
And Luke's sitting
5-6-3.
Luke's sitting at 831, so he only has 10 more points than Dark Horse, and he's 6-0.
6-0.
So he's got a 3-game lead in that division. That is absolutely wild.
Patrick has 946 points scored against him.
Yeah, he's not scoring a ton of points.
0-6.
Yeah, and he lost, and we'll get to the matchups that matter, but he lost by 1 point exactly to Luke. It would have been awesome for our first tie. There hasn't been many chances for it, but that was one of them. Had a chance to be the first tie of the history.
We shall get into more league business sooner than later. But first, we have another Thursday night shit show. Commanders, Bears. I picked up some players in a different league, played them on Thursday night, and it paid off, which was nice.
Which ones did you play?
I've switched in Darnell Mooney into one of my starting wide receiver spots for this week, right? And then I picked up, actually I did in our league, I picked up the Commanders defense as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I came out of Thursday with 27 points.
It's better than one decision I made in my league. I played Carson Wentz.
Ooh, I actually dropped Carson Wentz knowing that this matchup was coming up. Plus, he was injured going into the week.
Yeah, that league was a little bit different. 6 point per passing touchdown. People hoard a little quarterbacks. I had Derek Carr in a bye, so had to choose, and there wasn't many fine options, and I got a measly 5 points. Oh well, not a big deal.
Based on looking at these, I'm actually surprised to find out. I think that Justin Fields actually had a decent fantasy day.
He did have a decent day.
I can't do the calculations off the top of my head right now, but
depending on the league, our league was about 19 points or so. So decent day. Nothing fantastic, but he's showing some promise. Next week's gonna be a little tougher, but showing some promise and played against a crappy Washington defense. One of the biggest notes is
it though?
What?
Is it just game script? I don't think it's a bad defense personnel wise. I just think that the offense.
No, Washington's so bad.
Are they?
Yeah. But one big thing from that game was Carson Wentz is out the next 4 to 6 weeks, broken finger.
It's the gecko.
Yeah, Taylor Heineke. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some Sam Howell as well, the rookie quarterback.
Oh, that's right, because it's a lost season for them.
Yeah, so wouldn't be surprised to see them as well. But yeah, Brian Robinson back starting gig now. 60 yards and a touchdown in his first career start. He looks like a solid play if you have him. He's not going to get much passing down work. McKissick and Gibson are kind of splitting that passing down work.
Which means neither of them is worth.
Yeah.
Obviously Gibson's now a handcuff. You can't trust him.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he did pretty well in the weeks he was able to play without Robinson, but Robinson is the guy moving forward. I'm not sure how much merit that has in a team that's pretty bad, but we'll see. Ron Rivera is pretty committed. The receivers still should be pretty good. I expect a little uptick with Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel, and when Jahan Dotson comes back with Taylor Heineke, he slings it all over the place. Not very good, but he throws it quite a bit better.
Speaking of Heineke, I'm doing a small amount of research to see who Terry McLaurin. He targeted Terry McLaurin a good amount. I thought it was, but I wanted to go back.
Yeah, but Curtis Samuel wasn't there last year. Jahan Dotson's obviously the rookie. They haven't played with Heineke. But yeah, Terry McLaurin should see a little uptick in production. The Bears, on the other hand, David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert had some nice rushing days.
Mm-hmm. Khalil Herbert with a touchdown, I believe.
I don't think
that
so.
was the week before. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. I feel like we talked way too long about those teams.
Yeah.
Falcons 28, Niners 14. What are the 49ers doing?
Yeah, they're slow. It's the standard Shanahan offense, trying to limit mistakes. Jimmy G's the quarterback. Brandon Ayuk gets the 2 touchdowns. But they don't have a run game right now. And Shanahan's offense depicts and like they need the running game to move the ball efficiently and take control of the game. If they just get in passing game scripts, they're not gonna be very good. The Falcons controlled the clock in this game, ran the ball a ton of times, not very effectively. 3 yards in a cloud of dust for Tyler Algier and Caleb Huntley. A great mediocre day again from Kyle Pitts, 3 for 19. But he did catch a touchdown, his first touchdown in the United States of America. If you recall, his only touchdown last year was in London. So first touchdown in the States for Mr. Kyle Pitts.
That is a shocking stat.
Yeah, we had just as many touchdowns as Kyle Pitts in the United States.
Olamide Zaccheaus.
Yes.
However you pronounce that.
That's
he
right.
will continue to be like a low floor flex play, I think. He's James White with less chance for production.
Yeah, I think the only people that you can trust on that team is Drake London and sadly Kyle Pitts, because tight ends is a wasteland.
But he's not going to ever be, at least this year, it doesn't seem like he's going to be like a Zach Ertz of old.
Man, we're going to try to make him like that again next year.
All right. Patriots 38, Browns 15. I had to double check this to make sure I was talking about the correct week.
Yeah, it was a really weird game. That game felt like it took forever to finish. Nick Chubb was irrelevant. Kareem Hunt was irrelevant. Pretty much everyone on the Browns was irrelevant. Amari Cooper did catch a touchdown. Donovan Peoples-Jones had a decent day, but Bill Belichick against backup quarterbacks, Bill Belichick is going to win every single time.
Bailey Zappi. We talked about him. Remember what we said? We said, Hey guys, we dissected this stat line. He's good. Yeah,
he. I mean, Mac Jones is the quarterback, no doubt about it. But they do feel, yeah, he's the quarterback. But the
controversy, I smell it.
No, not a controversy. But very confident, good backup. He's going to get another contract on another team eventually. Just as good New England backups do, aka Jacoby Brissett, who they played, Jimmy Garoppolo. So he's going to be a functional backup. He may even get a starting gig at some point in his career, for a season here and there. Just depends. But the biggest name of the day was Tyquan Thornton. Tyquan, rookie receiver, and drafted ahead of guys like George Pickens. Runs a 4.28 40. Missed the first couple weeks of the season, broke his collarbone. He was a preseason star. Comes back, played last week, not a whole lot of production. This week he comes in and gets 2 tutties, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground. Excited to see what he can do throughout the rest of the year. And maybe I'm playing with fool's gold and it's Bill Belichick, as he always does, but I'm willing to take that risk. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
The Phillies move on against gosh dang it, this was not smooth. I don't remember who the Phillies beat. But anyway, the Phillies and Padres are playing, and they're now 1-1 on the series. Yankees had a bunch of delays to start the championship series, but they did eventually make it, beating the Guardians on game
Phillies
5
beat the Braves
yesterday. That's right. The Phillies beat the Braves, and the Dodgers were knocked out by the Padres. So far, some pretty good games.
Sidebar. Did you see the guy that prank called the Dodgers ticket line?
No, but now I have to look this up.
Oh, it's amazing. He's like, I'd like to get some tickets to the Dodgers, the NLCS series, and the lady on the phone was like, the Dodgers lost. They're out of the playoffs. And he's like, oh, who'd they lose to? And they're like, oh, that was the Padres. And this guy's a Padres fan. He's like, yeah, that's fucking right. The Padres. So funny. You'll have to find it. It's a great clip.
The Phillies and Padres are like a battle of insane fan bases.
Imagine if Tatis was there. Jeez.
Jeez. Anyway, sorry, this is a football show. Anyway, Tyquan Thornton. I'm about to watch his highlight tape after we move on to the next game. We had the Colts beat the Jaguars, which I really hate for my my AFC South predictions. But
great fun game. Matt Ryan led the big comeback. He actually passed I believe Marino for 7th all time in passing yards. Big day for Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan spread it all around. Michael Pittman had a big day. Paris Campbell, not a bad day. Deion Jackson, the 3rd string running back to start the season, with Naheem Hines out, Jonathan Taylor ruled out again. He goes off this week. And I
started him in my work league.
Yeah, and Dark Horse played him in our league. Great play. Good play for you guys. You saw right through it. Picked him up Sunday morning. I did not lean into that narrative, but good for you guys. Matt Ryan, big day. Alec Pierce catches the game-winning touchdown. Really fun game to watch. Travis Etienne has taken over that backfield a little bit. He's played the majority of the snaps and the touches the last few weeks, with Jacksonville being kind of game scripted out of the lead. So that's something to watch for. Christian Kirk still technically the number 1 receiver, but Zay Jones is going to get his as well. Evan Ingram, solid day for a tight end. Just throw a dart at the tight end map and you may get tight end 1.
Yeah, this Thornton guy is good catch. Good job. I
paid the price.
Those highlight tape. Yeah, good for you, man. Michael Pittman Jr. Holy fuck.
There's this. I cursed the first time, so that's all right. What was who's it? Michael Pittman.
Yeah. Michael Pittman Jr. Honestly, there were 3 receivers for the Colts that went off, and Matt Ryan had like the best fantasy day he's had in 5 years.
Yeah, good for him.
Jets stun the Packers. I actually was watching this game. Stunned. For real.
Not really. The Packers are bad. It's really bad.
Jordan Love gets a little bit of work in this one.
Yeah, it was a blowout. For Zach Wilson not having to throw the ball too much, and that's something that we never really saw coming. The first couple of weeks, they were so pass happy with Joe Flacco. Ever since Zach Wilson's taken over, they've been run. Breece Hall is looking phenomenal. Michael Carter still looks good in the spurts. He's not getting the touchdowns, but they're getting the spurts.
He's not getting the touches necessary.
And sad to say, but Corey Davis is the receiver that you need to own. At this point, he's there. He leads them in snaps, targets, catches.
Bring back Flacco and all the other guys who are on the bench.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm holding out hope for Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore. I mean, they're very talented, but I mean, so is Corey Davis. Corey Davis was the number 5 overall pick, many moons ago, but I mean, it's tough to see. Like Elijah Moore is so talented. Garrett, I mean, Garrett Wilson, also very talented, drafted 10th overall this year. He's had a couple good games already this year. I think it just depends on the game script, but that's kind of how it's going at this point. Elijah Moore had 0 targets, ran 14 routes this week. That was
yuck.
Gross. It was
Yuli Gurriel blasts one into the Crawford boxes in Houston, by the way. 2-1 Astros, bottom 6. Bills, Chiefs, 24-20, instant classic. I did watch some of this game.
Yeah, I mean,
the parts I did watch were amazing.
Not comparing it to the old rivalry of Brady and Manning, but that's what they're comparing it to. They've played so many times over their short careers already, in big games in the regular season and in the playoffs. And man, it was such a fun game to watch. This time it was the Chiefs making the mistake at the very end of the game with Mahomes throwing the interception. Gabe Davis, decent day, catches touchdown over in man coverage.
That was almost to end the second quarter, but somehow the Chiefs came back and
took 12
field
seconds
goal to go into halftime.
12 seconds. 12 seconds. And that was the same thing at the very end of the game. That they knew like the Bills knew they had to score that touchdown, and they did. Instead of just going up 3, they went up 4. It was a big deal. Good game for them. Chiefs wise, big day was from Juju. Kelsey's going to get his, but it was Juju's day as a receiver. The receivers have been pretty inconsistent, but Juju spends a nice day.
I expect that to continue.
Yeah, I think he's the best candidate for it. I'm interested to see what happens after the bye week with the rookies. Sky Moore, he's been kind of slowly phased into the game plans, but it's pretty much Juju. Mecole Hardman's actually been pretty. If you look at it, he's been probably the most consistent, points wise, but still, but Juju's got
still a flex play, maybe.
Yeah. I think they're both flex plays. I don't think Juju's not a top 24 wide receiver. I think he's probably more in that 25 to 30 range, that that top tier flex area. But big day for him.
Homer, Chaz McCormick, 3-1 Astros. Big day for Travis Kelce. When do the Chiefs have their bye week?
Next week. Week 8.
Okay. I expect that they solve their running back room a little bit coming out of the bye.
Yeah, they each have their own unique combination. Pacheco is a very angry runner, very good runner. We know what McKinnon has to offer, and CEH has a kind of a little mix of both, but doesn't do anything particularly well.
Do you think they each have their own package? Is that what's going on?
I think so. I think it depends on game script, what kind of, and maybe they're just even, rotating by series. They may give CEH 2 series to Pacheco's 1, and then they'll sprinkle in McKinnon on both as, passing down back.
On third down.
Yeah.
But CEH catches the ball really well too.
He does, but but they don't throw it to him very often. But but Mahomes, that was a fun game. Very fun game. Low scoring, but very fun to watch. Harrison Butker kicks a 62-yarder to end the half.
Yeah, misses it. Oh no, he made it. He missed a 51-yarder, I think.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of Brett Maher?
No, he missed a 52.
All right.
But yeah.
Vikings 24, Dolphins 16. I don't remember what our lock of the weeks were. Oh, now I see it. We'll get to that shortly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't see any highlights from this game whatsoever, but I do know that Skylar Thompson went out with injury in the first half.
Yep, he went out with some sort of injury. I can't recall what it was.
I think it was a wrist.
Yeah, that sounds right. Wrist hand. Bridgewater comes in and then just peppers the hell out of Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is an animal, man. Cheetah to be specific. But yeah, he's on fire. That Raheem Mostert has taken that running back job and run away with it. Chase Edmonds is nowhere to be found.
It's I feel like if you listen back to our preseason episodes, I might have said I liked Raheem Mostert out of all of them.
You have to go back and double check. Get the receipts out.
It's not worth anybody's time. All right.
Vikings did Vikings things. Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
No, scratch that.
In there, gets the red zone touchdown, I believe.
Yeah, scratch that. Dalvin Cook had like 13 yards until the fourth quarter when he ripped it like a 50-yard touchdown run.
53-yarder, yeah.
Yeah. So he got bailed out with that.
Vikings things.
All
right. Saints lose in the end to the Bengals. They were up all day until the end.
Sounds like the Saints.
Yeah. What happened to this game? I have no information.
Jamar Chase went bonkers.
I see that now.
This is obviously Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's first game back since the national championship game in New Orleans. People were thinking Chase was going to have a big day when Joe Burrow walked in the stadium with a Jamar Chase LSU jersey on, and he proceeded to target the hell out of him.
T. Higgins with the same amount of targets as well.
Yeah. Saints wise, everyone was out. Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry. It was the Alvin Kamara show pretty much. Taysom Hill did get a few looks here and there, but went back to his normal role. Yeah, it was a sad game to watch, honestly.
You know, it's really weird to look at. Look at the amount of players that were involved on the box score for the Saints compared to the Bengals.
Yeah, it's very narrow for the Bengals.
That really stands out to me. But what I think that means is look how fast the Bengals ascended from like bottom to top. I think that's what it is. So basically they're just like, this is our talent.
Well,
Let's only focus on this small amount of talent.
I mean, if you look at it from the top, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, 4 great skill players. But it's very concentrated. Sprinkle in a little Hayden Hurst here and there, but that's pretty much it.
Giants beat the Ravens as the Ravens fumbled the bag. This should have been slight work for the Ravens, and yet the Giants just keep winning somehow.
Yeah, Giants are 5-1, man. Coach of the year right now for Brian Daboll. Getting that team to win when they have no receivers. Wan'Dale Robinson did make his debut pretty well, pretty decent day for unlimited snaps. Daniel Bellinger, nice day for another rookie.
Who is that?
He's a rookie tight end, another rookie tight end, just kind of throw darts here and there. He had a touchdown last week, a week before a rushing touchdown. I know all these guys because I played tight end premium leagues where there's like everyone has like two to 4 rostered at any given time. I had 4 tight ends rostered last week, and they're all shitty. So, yeah. Can you name? Okay, sidebar. Can you name who Zach Gentry plays for?
Who's that?
He's a tight end. He's the backup Steelers tight end who Freiermuth was out. We'll get to that. But I had him and actually played him in high stakes fantasy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Did not work out.
Kenyon Drake must have just ripped off long run after long run.
Yeah, he ripped off
10 for 119, and his long was 30. So that means he did it over and over again.
He ripped off 4 20-yard runs and 2 30-yard runs. So very effective day. J.K. Dobbins, apparently his knee tightened up. Nothing too crazy. But they were obviously losing and they didn't want to push it.
J.K. Dobbins will be questionable basically every week.
Yeah. So sad to see. Lamar, tough day. Mark Andrews does Mark Andrews things. Saquon Barkley does Saquon Barkley things. Saquon Barkley does slide down at the 1-yard line to end the game after the first down. Does not go in for his second touchdown.
Was Bateman out? I feel like he had to have been.
He was. He's been out the last couple of weeks.
All right.
So
Eagles beat the Cowboys. Cowboys did have a chance to come back in this one. However, it did not pan out that way.
Mm-hmm. Last undefeated team.
Finally, Zeke gets a rushing touchdown. I don't know if he'd had one yet this year, but it felt like he had.
Yeah. Philly, last undefeated team, 6-0.
2 rushing touchdowns this year.
Yeah. So good day kind of all around. AJ Brown, decent day. They leaned on Miles Sanders quite a bit. Jalen Hurts does Jalen Hurts things. Cowboys, they're going to get Dak Prescott back. I mean, next week. Cooper Rush did a admirable job. He's earned himself a second contract in the NFL. Just by that 4-game stretch. Very competent
the Cowboys trade. No, they can't do this, but it would be pretty funny if they traded Cooper Rush and brought back and got some value and then brought back Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, Cooper Rush is better than Ben DiNucci.
Hey, easy.
But he is, obviously, if that's the case.
Where is Ben DiNucci?
On one of your crazy YouTube people's stuff.
I know that.
Playing the Canadian League?
He probably should. I will find out where Ben DiNucci is right now. I don't know. Cowboys, they got fucking walloped in the first quarter. I was getting ready to turn it off, and then they started making a comeback. So then I stayed and watched and sat in my misery. Speaking of misery,
Cowboys tease you like that.
Yeah, speaking of misery, Buccaneers are now 3-3 with the aging Tom Brady losing to the Steelers in a classic Steelers win where all of the field goals were kicked. All of them.
It was absolutely an atrocious game to watch. Kenny Pickett goes out right before halftime, concussion. Mitch Trubisky comes in, gets the deed done. Claypool with a big day. And the defense just frustrated the hell out of Tom Brady, which doesn't make any sense. There was no excuse me. There was no TJ Watt. There's no Mika Fitzpatrick. I don't know how, and I don't know why he couldn't move the ball on them. So maybe he was hungover from Robert Kraft's wedding, the couple days before, but maybe that was it.
Rumor is Chase Claypool's on the block.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Does he want out?
I don't think so. I had heard, rumor has it that the reason Trubisky was benched was because of a spat altercation in the locker room with Deontay Johnson during that game.
Who's the best wide receiver on that team?
Who's the best wide receiver on that team? But apparently got into a spat with it. And, the rumors came out and they had asked Mike Tomlin and he's like, if it was true, do you think I'd be talking about it? Like, why would I comment on it? Why would I comment on it? But Pickett came in. He's done pretty well. And obviously Mitch came in and took care of business. And maybe that has something to do with Claypool getting all the targets when Mitchell Trubisky's in the game.
McVay yells his way through halftime and into the second half, in which the Rams got back on track.
Everyone gets back on track when you play the Carolina Panthers with PJ Walker as your quarterback and Sam, Jacob Easton came in because PJ Walker got hurt.
Circle it on your calendar, boys. Whenever you play the Panthers, Zach and I probably couldn't have been more wrong about anything this season except for the Panthers.
I know. We thought they were so much better.
I know, man. I love Baker.
And they activated Sam Darnold today off injured reserve. We're gonna get some Sam Darnold starts in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Carolina
maybe even
are
this week.
Actively shopping McCaffrey after their most recent quarterback acquisition has not panned out.
Yeah, we're interested to see if that actually pans out. The NFL is not very trade happy, whereas baseball and basketball are. Like the NFL sticks to their guns and they don't budge. So it wouldn't surprise me if McCaffrey's traded, but it would also not surprise me at all if they just say, nope, we're riding it out. We're going to run you into the ground. But imagine if you went to the Bills.
Oh my God. Seahawks 19, Cardinals 9. Kingsbury will be the next coach fired.
I've been telling you for 4 weeks.
I saw this,
you don't even score a touchdown. You don't score a touchdown. The defense scored a touchdown. You scored 3 points on the opening possession of the game. That was their first points in the first quarter all fucking year. And they scored 3. They settled for a field goal at the 2 or 3 yard line. Just absolutely atrocious. And Hollywood Brown gets hurt. Hopkins comes back. They trade for Robbie Anderson. It's just absolutely a disaster. So disappointed.
When I saw this score, I immediately thought of you. I was like, we're going to have to talk about this on the podcast because Zach
I've been telling you, it's so bad. Like, I don't
Way to go,
it.
Kenneth Walker the third. We always knew you had it in you.
Drew, you were 1 week too early. Sorry, buddy. You dropped him.
Chargers 19, Broncos 16.
Another primetime snoozer by Denver.
I did not watch this. I can't watch I can't watch the Broncos. First half was good for Russ, and then he crumbled.
Yeah, I watched the second half of the fourth quarter because I had to work, which is why we're doing the podcast on a Wednesday, not on a Monday. I watched the second half of the fourth quarter. It went to overtime. I said, I'm going to bed. I'm not watching this. I woke up and I figured what would happen. The Chargers were going to win by 3.
The Broncos have all but given up on Melvin Gordon, which is interesting.
Yeah, Latavius Murray led the team in carries.
The headline today was that Melvin Gordon met with Nathaniel Hackett. So I would think Melvin Gordon
will start the game.
Melvin Gordon should be started in all fantasy formats this week. Bold prediction. Top 10 running back this week.
Wow.
Is he the Broncos playing?
You want to put that on the board? I'll give you a point for that.
Yes. Put that on the board. They are playing the New York Jets.
Yeah, the New York Jets just whooped the Packers.
Yep. Melvin Gordon will be a top 10 running back this week.
Melvin Gordon will not be a top 10 running back this week. Put it on the board.
Put it on the board. We're getting pretty good at that.
That's only our second in season bet.
We do so many we do every week. We do bets.
I know. Yeah, but not like season long or week. Yeah. But that'll just be in the totals.
My headphones are doing something very weird. But anyway, now moving on to the matchups that mattered.
A quick update from that. We are in outer division play. The tomato division went 4-2 versus the tomato division. The lone descending losses for the tomato division were Cole and Lean, who Lean is the worst team in the league by far, being 1-5. Over
Cole Patrick. Is the Water Dogs, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, 4-2 for the tomato division. So tomato has an early advantage on tomato. That sounds
nice
so
to see that.
Yep, good for you. For your division, you got a bunch of 3-3s. You have 5 of your 6 teams are 500 and above because 4 of them are 3-3 and 1 is 6-0. Whereas Brinkman and I are the only winning. Oh, and Drew have the only winning records. So yeah, crazy.
All right,
but yeah, the matchups that matter.
I beat Drew. It was very tight up until Sunday night, which makes sense because I think I had 4 players playing on Sunday night. 3. I had 3 on Sunday night. So I think I set a perfect lineup for myself, which is nice. Yeah, it just felt good to get back on track. I've won 2 in a row.
No, not a perfect lineup. You had Michael Carter on the bench. That's about it.
Okay. Who cares?
Close.
Jeff Wilson. Yeah, that's right. Jeff Wilson disappointed. I don't expect him to do that again. Yeah. Drew with the pretty rough, not that it really mattered at that point, but pretty rough early scratch in the game for Josh Kelly on Monday night. He was active, but before he got a touch, he got hurt.
Yep. So good win for you, brings you up to 3-3, drops Drew to 3-3. I will cover mine real fast. I had probably my best week of the year. My best week of the year, 138 points. I take down Lean. I will argue till the end of the season that Lean will still finish last.
It's almost like no one except for the Vikings scored points on his team.
Yeah. He had Dalton Schultz late scratch on Sunday night. I had a pretty solid day overall. McCaffrey, Walker, Kirk, Hollywood Brown, but I lose him. AJ Brown, Daryl Henderson. The trade works out for me. Moves me up to 4-2, drops Lean to 1-5. Brinkman gets to 6-0, has a solid day, nothing too crazy for him. He has a couple downwards spirals with Melvin Gordon and Tyler Higbee and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He had some bye week problems, had less Claypool on the bench, but hard to play him. Cole's having some issues with injuries, bye weeks. St. Brown, Renfro, Landry, Keenan Allen, 4 of his receivers not able to play. Ends up playing Juju. Works out fine, but doesn't get it done in the record books.
A lot of low scores this week. First week of buys.
Yeah.
We also talked about Luke beating Pat by 1 point. The deciding point was a pass to Eckler by Justin Herbert, I think.
Something like that. I really think like there was the
looking
chance.
At the highlight thing, it looks like it was
what brought Pat so
the last drive.
What brought Patrick up, he got 3 points on that last there was the sack fumble that Russell Wilson had. So he got 3 points, climbed within, took the lead, and then Herbert caught it, a little bit. But 1 point, crazy how slimmest the margins. Patrick, decent day. And that's a bad day for Luke, which is scary.
Home run, Jeremy Pena, rookie, shortstop, Astros. They're laying it on the Yankees at home. The atmosphere there in Houston looks ridiculous.
Back to what actually matters. Heath squeaks one by Blaster.
Another one.
Yeah. Heath squeaks.
Dustin Hopkins gets the win.
Yep. It was Dustin Hopkins versus Jerry Jeudy, and Dustin Hopkins prevailed. And he had Gerald Everett too. So and Mike Williams. So he had enough to keep going.
The finishing touches was Dustin Hopkins.
Yeah. But tough week for Blaster. Blaster drops to 2-4. Heath climbs to 3-3. And the highest scoring matchup of the week, we have Sackett out of the 0-3 waters to the 3-3 with his trades, making some moves.
He does this every year.
He does it every year.
Basically, he just said, I'll take Leonard Fournette and I'll figure the rest out.
Yep, exactly.
Impressive. Jamar Chase. Did he trade for Chase?
No, he had Chase and Higgins. He traded away Higgins. He traded for Hill.
Going into that, he knew he needed a trade. He traded for Hill, which Hill had been having kind of a middling year.
Also traded for Debo when Debo struggled his first 3 weeks.
Oh, God. Looking at his team, his receivers are absolutely disgusting. Way to go, Sackett, on building a team again this year. Again.
Yeah, I'm very jealous of it. I do not like my receivers at all.
I did not expect to look at his receivers and see what I'm seeing right now, but I guess I hadn't been paying attention to exactly what he was trading for.
Mm-hmm. Drew, not Drew. Garrett falls at 2-4, but he's one of the highest scoring teams. He's got the Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews. He's got Metcalf. He's got Godwin. He's got Mostert. He's played the Deion Jackson. He's got Rondale Moore. He'll
be fine.
He's got Jonathan Taylor. He's got Tony Pollard. He's got James Conner. He's going to be fine. You're going to play some weaker teams, Garrett, and you're going to be right back in there. No doubt about it.
All right. Both of us lost our locks of the week. If you folks remember, it was,
I got to pull mine up.
Zach took Tampa -8.5 and I took the Chargers -5.5.
Oh,
we both lost.
I know I won 2 of the other 3 though. That is for sure.
Let's
I have
see.
the more rushing yards. Bears running backs had more rushing yards.
Oh, Bears quarterbacks, yes.
Running backs.
Bears I had Bears quarterbacks. You had Commanders running backs.
Oh, I read that wrong.
So I think I won that one.
What did the Bears QBs have in rushing?
88 yards.
And what did the Washington running backs have?
I'm pulling it up. I'm sure it was
James Robinson had 60 by himself.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they had 55, 111.
Okay, so I got that one.
No, sorry, 115, and I had 88. So you actually did take that.
Okay.
That's correct.
I had Seattle minus 2.5.
No, and I had Seattle plus 2.5.
Oh, I'm reading. I have this backwards. I need to do one
Arizona
of the lines.
minus 2.5.
I had Arizona.
I also had the Giants plus 2.5.
That's the other one.
Plus 5. I had Giants plus 5. So I took 2 out of 3.
Okay.
But,
see, I'm reading them wrong. I gotta put them in the way I need to put the team. Okay, so that's
you'll
my
figure
bad.
it out. I promise.
That's my
All
bad.
right. So I made the bets last week, so it is your turn.
So so Dalton, you had 2 and 1 this week. So now we are.
It's pretty even.
9 and 7. 9 and 7 to me.
I knew it.
Yeah, I was reading it backwards. My bad.
Let's start it the way we always do, where we both hop on.
Do you want to do matchups that matter, or do you want to do that after?
A preview?
Preview.
Yeah, go ahead and run through a preview real quick, and I will look at some stuff.
Yep. All right, a quick preview. We have Blaster versus Luke. We got some issues with quarterbacks and bye weeks for Blaster right now. Luke projected to take this pretty easily. Sackett versus Drew. Sackett in the early projections. Sackett's team always looks scary in the projections, but I never trust projections. Go with your gut. We have 3 and 3 Culver's, 2 and 4 Garrett. This is where Garrett probably gets back off the schneid. Patrick looking for his first win against Lean, which will happen.
Oh, yeah.
Lean right now is projected to score 47 points because of bye weeks. Lean will not check his lineup until Saturday night
and give you a freaking hematoma.
Whatever.
Oh my God! Look at his injuries. Yikes!
Who's that?
Michael Thomas has already been ruled out. Lean.
Yeah. Michael Thomas out. He's got bye weeks. Oh well.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to field a team. I think it's gonna end up being a forfeit, but we'll see.
Field a team. You move McLaurin to Jefferson. You figure out one more flex. You have DeAndre Swift. You drop a kicker. You drop your quarterback. Boom. Bada bing. There's a lineup.
But is he going to do it?
The fuck knows.
Anyway, continue.
Gives me an aneurysm every week.
I know. That's why I think it's funny.
I stopped even bothering. Like if he's going to fix it, he's going to fix it. We have Brinkman versus Heath. Projections have Heath this week to take down Brinkman. And then the matchup of the year, we have what's it called? The Thunder. What's it called? What's ours?
Energy City Bowl.
The Energy Bowl. We have
Energy
the
Bowl.
Commish versus the Deputy.
The Deputy.
So it'll be close, as they always are.
Who the hell's Jamison Williams, Zachary?
Really? This is the 11th overall pick in the NFL draft.
Oh.
Played at Alabama.
You're welcome.
What?
You're welcome.
For what?
For me asking stupid questions.
Oh.
I think your internet's dropping.
Yeah, it cut out for a second there.
So yeah, I'm projected to win. We'll see what actually happens once we put the gloves on, duke it out.
Yeah, I got to pick up a kicker defense still, so that'll change the projections. All right.
There's so many good lines.
I know.
There are so many good lines.
I will sportsbook NFL. All right. So
bye weeks this week are the Buffalo Bills, Los Angeles Rams, Minnesota Vikings, and Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes. Oh, my computer. Come on.
Oh, so your internet is dropping right now.
Yes.
I have my lock of the week.
Well, I'm going to go to the app. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting off the web page. I'm going to go to my app. So give me 1 second while I load up.
Okay.
Let's see here.
While you're getting it loaded up, I do have lock of the week, and I will say it.
All right. Hopefully you don't take mine.
Packers -5 against the Commanders.
Packers -5. Okay. That's a good one. All right, here. I'm going off DraftKings. It's -4.5.
For what?
Packers.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Okay. I'm always going off DraftKings.
Okay, I pull up ESPN when we do this segment, so I don't have to pull it up on the webpage. But
all right, my lock of the week. Lock of
no
the
London
week.
game. I almost wish there was a London game every week.
I hate London games.
For fantasy, it's terrible. But
all right, my lock of the week: Patriots -8 against Justin Fields in New England.
that is a gross line.
Yeah, but the Patriots are against young quarterbacks. That's not even close.
We're not doing very good on our locks of the week anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
No, it's just try to a free point. All right, so it's my turn to make the bets.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I haven't looked at them this week, so I'm getting there. All right, Dalton. Your choice. Tennessee -2.5 at home against the Colts. Tennessee.
You already know.
Okay.
Titans
Colts
are winning the division.
Okay, Colts. All right. This one will be mine.
You know what's funny is I was going through the preseason over-under bets that we did.
Yep.
And I have the Titans under.
But still winning the division.
Well, I mean, I didn't have the winning the division prediction until after the season started, but
yeah,
I should probably watch a Tennessee Titans game so I can have an educated opinion on that. But
okay, my pick this time. I am taking Atlanta +6.5 against the Bengals.
Okay.
Fun fact: the Falcons are 6-0 against the spread this year.
Are they really?
Yeah, that was almost my lock of the week, but I wanted to try to get it in there. All right, and the last.
You wanted to see if you can get a free point that I have a chance to get.
Exactly. Exactly. I try to. The one that I like, I always do second.
I do the same thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And let's see here. You've done some made up lines, so let's.
Yeah, made up lines are fun.
All right, here we go.
I might do all made up lines next week.
All right, where can be a fun made up line? Made up line.
I feel like the last 10 minutes has moved very slowly, but I thought we were doing bad on time, but we're actually doing really good.
All right, here we go. I'm not going to give a line. It's your choice. More rush attempts. Denver or the Jets? Over under is 38 anyway, so it's going to be who's going to run the ball more. You get Denver or the Jets?
Or
rush attempts. overall, quarterback, running back, receivers, just rush attempts.
I'll take the Jets.
Okay, I'll take Denver then. That's fine. I was hoping you'd pony up and take the Broncos, but that is okay.
I think the Jets will have more rushing attempts, but I still believe in my prediction that Melvin Gordon will be a top 10 running back this week.
As I was hoping you to double down. Because if
I think he's going to have 21 carries for 166 yards and a touchdown and 5 catches out of the backfield. But I think Breece Hall is going to have 21 carries and Michael Carter's going to have 7 and Justin. No, what the fuck's his name? Zach Wilson. There's too many Justins, man. Okay. Zach Wilson will have like 11 carries.
That sounds good. That'll be a fun one. That line's only -1.
Where do
Denver.
you bet that?
I don't know.
Is that in specials?
No, I just made it up.
Oh,
I literally just made it up.
I thought you said it was 38.5.
No, the over. I'm just saying for the game total's 38. The over under is
rushes.
No. The game total is 38.
Oh,
that's why I figured it'd be a rushing game. So I just made the line of pick one. There could be some game lines.
Zach, I think I've become an NBA bettor.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
So yesterday I got a free $10 bet on an NBA game. So I said, all right, cool. Let me get on there. I was using the restroom. By the time I got onto my phone after getting off work, the Celtics game had already started. And it was a juicy line. It was -2.5 live. And the Celtics to get it before the game started was -3.5. So I was like, please get this bet in. So it hit. And then as soon as it hit, I hopped on my phone and I bet 10 90-cent bets or 10 90-cent bets. I'm going to try to build this $10 into about 100. The only problem is apparently I've lost my gift for betting soccer because I lost all of my soccer bets except for one. But I've won like 4 of my NBA bets. So there's that.
Nice. I've done some DFS this year. I'm kind of dabbling in the underdog daily drafts. They have it's called a battle royale. It's like 6-person drafts. And you're like drafting like the main slate on Sunday, trying to top prize is $50K. Trying to throw a few bullets out here and there, but something to try different.
Fun fact,
I don't like sports betting. I'm not very good at it.
I'm also a pretty talented NHL bettor for some reason. I don't watch either of those sports, but for some reason, I just
That's how they get you, Dalton. They give you the easy bets to start, and then you lose out. They take all your money.
I cut
just like underdog bet. For me.
So that $10 free bet turned into $9.91 or something like that.
You made $9.91
on the $10 free bet. Yep.
So you had
$9.91 of real.
Oh, no. $9.90.
So it was a $10 free bet. It paid out $9.91 of real cash, right? Because it was a free bet. So I didn't get the $10. They kept the $10. I got $9.91. And but I'm only at 568 right now after one day of that $9. But I still have the Blazers game in play. The Blazers are currently up. It's only the first quarter, though. I also have the Mavericks, who are also up in the first quarter. And I have the St. Louis Blues in the hockey world, who are 0-0 in the first. So
more power to you.
That's my night. Hope you guys enjoyed this Wednesday edition of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. Should be back to normal on Mondays next week.
Yes, sir.
This